Convergent forms, what are they? Listen, I don't actually know. In terms of what we have officially, we have like 4 of them. I can say they certainly are interesting. I mean, let's look at Diglett, who is... yeah, that's a mole? And it turns into more moles. Sure. Yeah, why not? And the convergent form is a garden eel. Honestly, Wiglett looks more like the animal it's inspired by than Diglett. And it evolves into Wugtrio. Yeah, I don't know, it's a fun idea if not silly. And then Tentacool into this? Ooh, we walking. I like this one more mainly for the fact I can see both sides, the jellyfish and the mushroom in it. So my convergents are a tad slight different, hence why the title says what it says. I wanted to push the idea further, only having some similarities to their original design. I kind of did what I can only imagine Game Freak's designers did, and was like, this Pokemon kind of looks like this animal? Or in my case, with one of them, squint down and see what it might look like. I'm no scientist, I'm an artist, so fault me if I got the idea of convergence completely wrong, but hey, it's Pokemon, we're here to have fun. Oh no. Anyway, let's begin our bizarre journey with Glangyar. Glangyar came to me so naturally. I mean, Gligar and Gliscor just have cute kitty faces. Scorpions, did you know? But yeah, I literally just changed the pincers to claws and gave it a fuzzy tail and some extra fuzz, and even gave it a little baby button nose for its little baby face. I gave it that sort of meow pose to it. Colours I wanted to make sure it sort of looked like a Scottish Highland cat, and gave it a pure orange scheme, very monochromatic, very tabby. Glangyar, the Highland cat Pokemon. Normal and fighting type. Glangyar are mischievous Pokemon that spend much of their times tricking and playing with Pokemon found on the Highlands. Its claws and tail fur are so sharp and prickly that play sometimes turns into an accident. Not between two Glangyar, however, their fur is quite strong and can block their playmate strikes with ease. Trainers walking through long grass can easily be fooled that Glangyar is a Gligar, but are relieved to avoid a poisonous payload. Glangyar has a new ability called Pouncer, which causes this Pokemon's contact moves to have increased priority, but deals slightly less damage. Gliscor? Glisclaw? I'm a naming genius. I just wanted Glisclaw to be more cat, but just like how Gliscor is a more complex design than Gligar, I wanted to also make Glisclaw more complex and even make it quadrupedal. Its face almost looks a bit like Princess Carolyn, which I guess is fitting. I tried to keep the proportions at least similar to Gliscor with a smaller midsection, but I added the fur on the end to compensate for the wings and its tail, even slightly resembling Gliscor's. I know the paw pattern is a bit of a stretch, but I thought the idea of its paws resembling Gliscor's claws was fun and adds more connections. Gliscor is a big fluffy terror who you probably don't want scratching up the furniture or making biscuits on you. Or maybe you do, like a weighted blanket.
Oh, yes.
Glisclaw, the Highland cat Pokemon, a normal and fighting type. Gliscor love nothing more than to fight. When they battle, they stand their fur up on end to make themselves seem even bigger. Their fur is quite strong, so petting them while they have their fur on end will cause severe pain. Domesticated Gliscor are loving pets, but still love nothing more than to fight to get their energy out, and will start to tear apart furniture if they have no avenue to release this energy. Although it bears a resemblance to Gliscor, it is an entirely different species. This one's a bit closer to the actual original Pokemon. I love Shellos and Gastrodon even more so I really wanted to make a convergent based on them. And they always struck me as kind of looking like dragons. I decided because there would be no need for multiple forms like Shellos. Shelon is sort of in between the two, but more draconic. It has this sort of spaced out feel to allude to the psychic type it gains in its evolution. It was surprisingly simple to make Shelon look different by just giving it little leggies. Colours were a tad difficult. I had to do an in-between of the Shellos, which kind of gave it more of a traditional dragon colour, but with some real different and weird psychedelic colours in between. Shelon, the Wormling Pokemon, a dragon type. Originally thought to be a new inland species of Shellos, Shelon are actually a different species altogether, only resembling Shellos. Shelon's body is hardened on top, but underneath it is soft and rubbery. The two hardened horns on its head have a pattern that shift and undulate, which it uses to cause confusion and attraction in their prey. It then opens up its curious mouth to show large sharp teeth to gnaw down on prey. It is exceptionally slow in movement, but incredibly smart. Shelon has a new ability called Shifting Pattern. This Pokemon's strange patterns cause all Pokemon in the field to have a chance of confusion at the end of each turn. This can only occur once per Pokemon after sending them out. My idea for the evolution was kind of a combination of a dinosaur and a Jabberwocky, sort of a weirder dragon. I feel this could have even been a bug type. We haven't gotten to the actual bug type in this video, so I didn't want to flood it with all bug types. There's something about Gastrodon's tail and spikes I really like. Another one of those weird times to look at a shape and go, yeah, that feels real good. The wings aren't supposed to be actual wings, which I'll explain in the Dex entry. Didn't really change colours much, didn't really feel like I needed to, just like how Shelos's to Gastrodon's doesn't. Gastrodon, the Drake Pokemon, a dragon and psychic type. Upon evolution, Gastrodon gains a pair of wing-like appendages. It cannot fly with these, but can hold them out and create visual effects to throw off enemies. This can include shifting patterns or even blinding flashes of light. It can not only use strong physical force with horn attacks and bites, but also unleash powerful blasts of psychic energy that surge out from many points on Gastrodon's body. Some liken Gastrodon to Pokemon like Lillipup or Growlithe when domesticated, and thus has been known to be a great pet. Alright, these next two are what really gave this video their title. What do Taillow and Swellow look like? Squint and you'll see. Yeah, that's right, an earwig. Didn't answer that? Strange. I mean, look at an earwig. Ugh. Has the same sort of large tail the Pokemon has. It practically writes itself. I wanted to keep the same body type between the two species. I tried to keep it look as unnerving as a bug up close while still being Taillow-esque from far away. Big buggy red eyes, mandibles and extra leggies can be hidden quite well from far away. I inverted the colours a bit from Taillow, however, because all the other convergents do not keep the same colours as their base species. I also ended up giving lines on the eyes to make it look a bit more like a compound eye from a bug. Also, sorry for the Dex entry. Earlow, the earwig Pokemon, a bug type. From afar, people easily mistake Earlow for Taillow. This seems to be a tactic for Pokemon that normally predate on Taillow. Once behind Earlow, however, they are suddenly struck down by its guillotine tail. It has long wings that allow it to fly and hover, but it is also able to run decently fast and even scurry up most surfaces with ease. There are legends that say Earlow will try to burrow into people and Pokemon's heads, but this is entirely a myth and Earlow are far too large for that. Earlow has a new ability called Blade Tail, which causes the enemy Pokemon's priority and switch out moves to cause them to take damage when used. Taillow to Swellow is a pretty basic jump, so I kept the same from Earlow to Swellwig. It's bigger, meaner, and the tail is less on the nose for being a massive guillotine. Sorry, move over, Pinsir. I wanted to make the beak be more horrifying, so I opted for it to be a 4-part mandible that opens up in just the worst way. I moved a bit away from Swellow, giving it long bulbous antennae as opposed to its greasy slick-backed hair. I kind of like how off-putting it looks, and the colours actually lessen the scariness to it, sort of putting it in this middle ground of either wanting to burn your house down when you see it or catch it. Swellwig, the earwig Pokemon, a bug and dark type. Swellwigs stand above the ground on logs and overhangs with their tail down, waiting for prey to walk by. Then they strike by clamping down with their tails, hoping to cleave the target in two. It is ruthless and has an exceptional mean streak. Some call Swellwig the greatest bully of the forests, and it even fights against Pinsir in what seems to be contests of cruelty. Although looking like Swellow, it actually has no feathers and instead is covered in carapace and exoskeleton. So what do you think of these abominations? I honestly do hope that in the future Game Freak does this more. I believe it's actually a super creative idea and gets people interested. It's like regionals, but we never know what to expect. Of course there's a chance Game Freak also never does this again, so yay! Next video I want to explore the Astaran Desert a little more and some ground types around there. Most of all, I really want to show off the two forms of Cyclizar that push the Paldean form of Cyclizar out. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a like and a sub, and share this around to freak lovers as well. Comment down below your favourite, if you have any. So till next time, stay safe and I'll see you later.
これは鳩ですか？